Hi, and welcome to Pillow Talk with Angela. Wow, this is so exciting because not only is this guest an amazing artist, but he's one of my closest and dearest friends. I'm so proud of this young man. And he's got a lot going on. With no further ado, I'm going to let him tell you. I'm not going to try to tell his story for you. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together wherever you are, whatever you're doing, for the Prince of Sophisticated Soul, Will Downing. Yes.
What's up?
Woo!
Listen, when you're giving me when you're giving the introduction, I'm not gonna say me. When you're giving the introduction, you said young man. I was like, somebody else is gonna be on the show.
Whatever.
Like,
You are young, and that baby face is fooling everybody.
yeah, they say
Sure.
the second thing to go is your eyes, Angela. The second thing to go is your eyes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I can't complain too much, no more complaining than anyone else would do in this pandemic.
Damn it.
Yes, screw the pandemic. That's too easy. Yeah, this is a
Exactly.
Yeah, when we were 6 months in, it was a pandemic. Now, it's a pandemic. Damn it, we're still here.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing easy about it. Here
No.
we are, 2021. 2020 was a year that, our grandchildren, and I'm sure it's going to be in the history books as one
Oh,
of the
without a doubt. Yeah,
craziest years ever. So here
yeah.
we are, new year. It's already started a little crazy. I mean, with what happened at the U.S. Capitol.
I'm sorry, did you say a little crazy?
A little crazy, a little crazy. And, so I'm wondering for you, just personally, are you the type of person to make resolutions? Is it new year, new you? Or what are you looking for Will Downing in 2021?
I tell the same lie every freaking year. And it's the same ones that everyone does. I'm gonna save some money this year. Well, this year you really will be saving money because we aren't making any money. So, so my new resolution is make money in 2021.
This is good.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, I can't believe that's like a goal now, just to make money.
Just to
Not a
make
lot of
money.
money, just make money. Period. So lose weight, get organized. So. All the things that I can do while we're sitting at home during this pandemic. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're consistent with that pandemic.
Because that's what it is. Damn it.
I'm
I
going
don't
to pick
want,
that up.
listen, the words that I really want to use, I don't think you want to hear on your
No,
show. So,
no.
yeah.
But I tell you what I do want to hear on this show.
What's that?
So we are Pillow Talk with Angela, as you know,
Uh-huh.
and you've been on the radio portion many times. And, we love to talk about relationships, keeping love alive. If you're
Mhm.
single, just, talking all about that, couples, all about that. So I would love for you to weigh in on one of the topics, and that is,
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
it's not a hard one. I know
Oh.
we've had some really racy ones. This one isn't so racy,
Well, you
but
could give
it's
me,
real.
you don't have to pitch on the hand to me. What you got? What you got? Come on, let's
Okay,
see
okay.
what you got.
So it's all subjective. People like what they like.
Yeah.
And, it varies, I'm sure. So for you, when you're, let's just imagine Will Downing single or whatever. I mean, you're still alive. You still are attracted to people.
Yeah.
What? You're not blind. So what is it that attracts you the most in a woman? And be it physically, spiritually, their personality, whatever it is. What are the qualities in a woman that really, really do it for you?
Well, I mean, obviously, the initial thing with the majority of people would be the obvious physical attraction between two folks. Um, I don't know if I can get into really specifics because, I find different things attractive in different women. So, I might see one woman with long hair and, it's like, oh my God, brown skin or a darker hue. With oh man, what a beautiful woman. And the next day I might see a woman that's kind of like short hair, that may be a little fairer. It's like, oh my God, look at this beautiful woman. But,
Yeah.
once we kind of get past that, things that we have in common, I'm someone, as you know, I have, I'm real silly. I got a sense of humor. I love to laugh. So, commonalities as far as that's concerned. And then when you start getting a little deeper, I mean, basic common goals and common interests and common everything. And, I like an independent woman. I hate a woman who's, oh, Kenya, Come on now. You know, I mean, we deal
I
with the obvious
can,
things.
but
Yeah,
I
right.
wish you'd do it yourself.
Yeah, yeah, right. Right. Oh, look.
Here we go.
Here
Well,
we
it's
go.
so
You
funny
know.
because some men really love that. They like being the savior and the hero, and
Well,
that
no, I
doesn't do
mean,
it for you.
no, 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 no. That all the basics as far as being a gentleman, of course.
Mm.
Yeah, so out the opening doors, pull out a chair. You know, we gonna go back to the olden days of throwing down a handkerchief if there's a puddle. Oh, let me hold on.
Yes, darling.
Right, right. Yes, just pick that up
I'll
for
step
you.
on your shirt to
Let
get
me
over the
ask.
hill.
Right.
If you love me, you'll take
Yeah,
your shirt off
right. If you love me,
and put it on the ground.
you'll do this, you know. But I'm talking about the woman that sees a banana peel, 4 steps away. Go look, it's a banana peel. I'm gonna fall. Like, why don't we,
Okay, well,
why don't we step over it? How about that?
you're so silly, though. You know what? I mean, you're right. I do know that you're silly, and I love your personality. And I mean, some people are silly, but they're not necessarily funny.
Right.
Thank God, you really are funny, so that
Well,
it
thank you,
all
Lord.
works out. Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
So I like that, though. I mean, I periodically ask different people that, males
Mhm.
and females, what turns them on. And, as you could imagine, it runs the gamut.
Right.
Some people, it's purely physical. They just,
Yeah.
it's all that. And they'll put up with a whole lot of stuff if they look good. I guess it just,
Well, here's my take on that. I didn't mean to cut you off,
no, it's
but
okay.
at some point, all of that fades, and
Right.
I'm a little older, and the time for that is kind of like, yeah, okay, listen. Once we get past the physical aspects of it, yes, the attractiveness. Now we have to deal with a human being and a
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
and if it's going to be like long term, or if it is in fact long term, you have to have some common interest and common goals. You have to laugh and you have to enjoy the same sort of things. So yeah, upon first meeting someone, yeah, it's like, oh my God, that chick is fine.
Mm.
Oh, 6 months later, it's kind of like, yeah, she's still fine, but she's dumb as a stump, or
Right.
so
Or if they're mean or,
yeah,
things like that,
yeah,
and it makes the physical look terrible all of a
it
sudden.
does. Yeah, you can be beautiful on the outside and rotten on the inside. So
Would you say that being a best friend, I mean, that kind of is a
oh,
big recipe for long term?
without a doubt, without a doubt. I mean, someone that you can depend on. Or as you hear young folks say, the ride or die.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's real important, and especially if you get to the point where you become as one or married.
right.
The person that you marry. Sometimes those vows really come into play, and if that person ain't that person,
Yeah,
like who's there for in sickness and health, or for rich or
right.
for poor, all of a sudden you broke. It's like, well, this was nice.
We had a good run.
This was nice. Woo, boy, was you fine when you had some money.
I
But
gotta
now,
go.
yeah,
Just
right.
leave
Look
you.
at the time. Yeah, wow.
Exactly. But it's so funny. I mean, life has really played out in that way.
Yeah,
You and Audrey are so blessed to have each other and to have real love. I mean, you had this health challenge that
yeah.
took some people out.
And
And
some people, me.
no, I mean
Listen,
out.
yeah.
Some didn't make it. But
Yeah.
if you don't mind, talk about that. The illness that you had a few years ago that, just startled everybody, but I'm sure you more than anybody else.
It startled
I'm
me.
sure I don't
Yeah.
want to butcher the name of it, but talk about that.
Or it's called polymyositis. And trust me, prior to me having it, I hadn't heard of it either. It's in the same family as like ALS and Guillain-Barré disease, for those who are familiar with that. I'm sure people are more familiar with ALS.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's no cure for ALS. So when they did diagnose me and they said, yeah, it's in that ALS family, of course, mentally, I was
Goodness.
like, come on now, you got to be kidding me. But unfortunately, it was going to happen. And the very unfortunate part was I did everything wrong when it did happen. I was like the dude who was afraid to go to the doctor. And I was suffering for like a long, long, long time.
Wow.
And I never went to the doctor until
Before
it
you
got
knew
to,
you had it.
Well, obviously I had it. I mean, yeah, before they diagnosed
Before
me
you
with it,
knew? Yeah.
but it was obvious that there was something wrong. I
Yeah.
mean, I was losing weight at like this rapid pace. Um, I couldn't do the basic things that, everyone could do, like getting up out of a chair was was
Ooh.
difficult. Shaving my head, everything was just very, very, very difficult. And I
Yeah.
didn't go to the doctor. I just kept saying, hey, I'm tired. We had a show last night. Yeah, we took
Don't
the
you find that
bus.
to be typical male?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so. So, and this was back in 2007. And finally, I got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't function anymore.
Wow.
And Audrey ended up taking me to the doctor, and they took some blood and sent me back home. So I get back home, and this is the days of like answering machines, and like I click the answering
Yeah.
machine and think that this is
Back
so and so medical center. You know, get your black ass to the hospital now. And if you can't make it on your own, call an ambulance. I was like, call a what?
Oh my God.
So yeah, we ended up jumping in the car and going straight to the hospital. And literally, when I got there, the next day, I was pretty much paralyzed, and I stayed there for 3 months. You
Mm.
know, and yeah, it was just beyond bizarre. And then they sent me to a rehab center, and I got pneumonia. And they sent me back to the hospital. So I kind of like ping ponged back and forth for probably about a year.
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
and that is a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I made it.
Thank God
Very
for that.
fortunate. Yeah, and I was about to say, yeah, thank God for
Yeah.
that. Between God and if you want to swing it right back around to the relationships,
Yeah.
or relationship, yeah, family as well. Those words that we said at the altar really came into play. In sickness and in health, and
Yeah.
it was like I was down to 100 and like at my lowest, I think 115, 120 pounds.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, oh yeah, I mean, I couldn't walk. I mean, I was,
120 pounds. I have not
yeah,
weighed that since high school.
I hadn't weighed that since probably junior high school.
Yeah. That is very, very,
Maybe even younger than that.
maybe even
But
younger than that for me too, now that I'm
yeah,
thinking about it.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
looked like a lollipop. My body was like this thin, and they had me on the prednisone. So my face and my head was swollen, and
Wow.
I was like, thank God I can't walk and look in the mirror.
Yeah.
But when they did show me, I was like, oh, who's that dude? So,
No, I can
it's
imagine. I can imagine
yeah,
the things we
yeah.
take for granted.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
And
I
something
mean,
like that, that just kind of, there's no predisposition to it, right?
no, 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 no. It's one of those things that when I felt it, I should have jumped on it immediately, or when something was wrong, or I just didn't. I did nothing. I
Yeah.
literally did nothing. We were out on the road, and we just kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, like you said, when you're with the right partner, it's, ride
yeah,
or die and all
yeah,
points in between,
yeah.
because there was nothing you were doing to cause it.
No.
It's just one of those freaky things that happens to some people.
Well, yeah. They call it's like an autoimmune disease. So basically, it's where your cells attack each other.
Hmm.
So there was nothing I could have changed in my diet. There was nothing. This was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to the extent that it happened, was my fault. I could have like lessened the blow had I gone to the doctor. That sounds like a cartoon. Had Woody gone to the and Woody had called the police, none of this would have happened. Yeah, had
Woody the Woodpecker.
yeah,
We're
and
going.
that's exactly where it came from. It's a
Oh,
cartoon.
that's funny.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you know what I love is that you turned something that was, I mean, that was a pivotal part of your whole being, of your whole life.
Right.
That was something that, like you said, could have taken you completely out of this lifetime.
Oh yeah.
And I remember when you were getting better and you started doing all of these things. You had a bowling for stroke,
Right.
you're raising money for things like that. And you were
Oh yeah.
using
Yeah.
what you went through for the good. Talk about
Right.
that a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, once you go through a life-altering situation like that, if you come out the same person, the same way that you went in, then you going to hell in a helicopter.
In a helicopter.
And you just with gasoline drawers,
Okay. It's over for you.
it's like there's no hope for you. So,
Oh my God. Yeah, but you're right though. I mean, that
yeah.
has to change your whole perspective on life in general.
You know what? It was really part of the negotiation that I made with God. And, when you're sick and you're lying in a hospital bed or sitting in a wheelchair and you're literally dependent upon everyone else to do everything for you.
Right.
Like if I had to go to the bathroom, there was no like, hey, I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no,
Like,
you're not.
push the little button and two people would come and they pick you up and they put you on a potty like next to your bed,
Yeah.
and or even if like when you're in a hospital, like at night, I mean, never thought about this ever before in my life. Like how you position yourself when you go to sleep. Like, because what would happen every day or every night, like you would slide down in the bed. So you could start off with your head being at like where the bed
Oh my
post is,
goodness, right.
and then come morning, like you could be by the foot of the bed. I mean,
Ooh,
because every time you move, yeah,
oh,
because you're not strong enough as to move yourself. I mean, basically, I lost all of my muscle mass. So literally, I could not get up, I couldn't move, I couldn't anything. And like during the night, I mean, if you move slightly, you slide down a little bit, you
wow.
slide down more, and come morning, you could be at like the foot of the bed, like at the just about to fall off. So
And you're at the mercy of whoever comes in the
and you
room.
but yeah, you had to wait till I think they would wake you up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning to give you a shot. And they would wake up or to take blood. And they wake up and be walking and be like, okay, we need to slide this patient up. And then two people would have to come and one would grab one end of the sheet and the other, and they would like slide you up. And that's how you get back in
Wow.
position. But you would
Yeah,
never think that stuff like something as menial as that would
right.
be so paramount to a person that can't move.
Yeah, I
So
know you don't take anything for granted. I know
oh
you
no,
after
no,
that.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no, no. So that it was all that to say, to go back and say it was humbling. So I was never going to be, and I'm never going to be that person again. Not because of the physical aspect of it, but even mentally, as a human being to another human being. I'm
yeah.
never going to be the person that I was before. Not that I was nasty,
No, you were
but
awesome before. You were awesome before.
yeah, but I mean, I had my ways.
Okay, I
So,
understand.
that dude is gone.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so that's why that's why, and I still do these events and I talk to people and I go, when we were being able to visit people, I
do
go
things.
visit
Yeah,
people that are catching the same hell that I caught
yeah,
because someone did it for me. Someone who had
yeah.
polymyositis, like helped me through it because I didn't know what I was dealing with. And it's a mental screw as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, people
Oh,
now
hey,
reach out to me
yeah.
and
That's
yeah,
a
they reach out to
big
me
thing
and
that
say,
I
hey,
didn't know.
what did you go through? How can, and they see me and they look at me as being, their hope.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so that's why, I do the things that I do.
that's beautiful. And then once you were able to perform again, but I remember you completed your album when you were still recovering.
Yeah, well, I'm not rich and good looking like you. So, yeah.
Ooh, thank you. Who are you talking
You.
to?
Angular scribbling.
Well, you know what? I just always, I remember, I mean, you and I have been friends for so many years, and I'm so grateful for that.
Mhm.
And we've shared information on each other's journeys,
For sure.
highs and lows.
Mhm.
So I'm happy that I was around, to hear a lot of what was going on. But I always applauded the fact that you said, you know what? I might not be the guy who recorded before, but I'm going to do this. This is
Yeah.
who I am. This is where I am. And yeah, I'm going to record this music right here, right
Yeah. It was crazy because my friend and producer at the time, Rex Rideout,
now. Oh yeah,
he
love
would
that.
come to my home and he'd look out for me, but at the same time, you know, he would talk to the record company on my behalf. And I remember them calling one time and he asked me, he said, "So what do you want me to tell him?" I said, "You tell him I'm good," because I mean I was broke. I mean, I had no money
Yeah.
coming in, obviously. So, and we had started a record, and they had the other half of the money for the record. And
Oh, you needed to get in there and do
I
something.
was like, I got to get that money. So
Yes.
I said, yeah, you
All of
tell
it.
him I'm good. And I remember I was rehabbing, and he was helping me, like I'm literally with a walker walking around my house. And they got on the telephone, and they were like, yeah, so can we talk to him? I was like, we had stalled so long.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
The
put him on the
time
phone.
has
So,
come.
yes, I got on the telephone. I like, got my voice as deep and as, but it was weak by that. I was like, yeah, how you doing? They're like, yeah, good. So, I mean, how you feel? So, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm so
So,
good.
yeah, I was like lying my ass off. And so they gave me the money to finish recording. So I had to do something. So he would come like every other week or every 2 weeks, and he would set the microphone in front of me, whether I was in a hospital bed or in a wheelchair,
Yeah.
and we would Frankenstein lines together. I'd sing one or two lines, and then I'd be like, I'd be ready to die. I'm like, I'm dying, and they put
Oh
me
my
back in the
God.
bed. Yeah, and then I'd go to sleep for a couple hours, and then a couple hours later, where you want to sing from now? Like, lift the bed up, and we get that bed. Zzz, and I sit up in the bed, and they
God.
put the microphone there, and I'd sing a couple of lines, and I was like, I'm tired. And I go back to sleep for, you know.
Oh, goodness. I mean, I don't want to laugh because what you're describing looks real crazy, but you got to
No,
do what you got to do. And did you say you Frankensteined it together?
yeah, we Frankenstein that record together. I mean, if you listen to the After Tonight album, which is what it was,
Yeah.
like you'll hear a whole lot of solos on that record from guest artists. So we called everyone that we knew that was an instrumentalist and said, "Hey, man, I need you to play for like 16 measures on this song."
Good.
And so all I would have to do was sing like one verse and maybe a chorus. And then the second verse, it'd be like Roy Ayers or like Kirk Whalum had played, some sax on there. I think Gerald Albright had played. So it'd
Yeah.
be like me singing. All of a sudden, you would hear me stop, and it'd be like,
Oh, another sax solo.
like that sax solo's been going on for a long time.
Right. You're like, play another one if you want.
Right there, but play another one, and I come back and go, yeah, and it'd be. Ooh-wee. Oh my baby. You gotta put a baby.
You got it. And then take a nap.
Right.
Right. You know what? I mean, but I love it. I love the fact that, I mean, you can laugh now, but you did what you had to do.
We were laughing then.
Yeah.
And I'd come to grips with like, if I don't make it, I'm good.
Mm.
I had already negotiated the best deal I could.
Yeah.
There was nothing else to say. And there was literally nothing that I could do. It wasn't like, yeah, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do a bunch of exercises and we're gonna run around, I'm gonna do some push-ups and it was kind of like, nope. Like you ain't even in control of this. You're gonna lie there until I get you up, if in fact I do decide to get you up.
Yeah.
And then when he got me back up, I'm like, okay, cool. So we relearned to walk, we relearned to sing, we relearned everything.
Wow.
And you
Because
make good on
your muscles.
Yeah, I mean, I literally all I could kind of move was like my arms. It'd be like from here to here, and so you had to everything. You had to everything again.
Mm.
So yeah, I made good on my deal. I was like, hey God, you get me up out of here. This is what I'm gonna do, and that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing until he calls me on home.
And we're all going to get that call at some point in our lives.
Yeah.
When you're performing, then and now, how has that experience affect your concerts? Think way back when you were able to be on stage doing concerts.
Yeah, right. Oh God.
Oh my
March.
goodness. But how did that affect your performing on stage?
Well, you know what, the thing about me, I was never like, I was never Prince or Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson, any of those. I never had like a whole routine. I'm a dude that does the old two-step. There's me. I'm like, yeah, that's me right there. Yeah, I ain't moved but 2 steps, so it really didn't matter. So from that aspect, it was really more the vocal, kind of getting back up to where the audience was accustomed to hearing me in the new way and transitioning back into what they were accustomed to hearing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was work, but we rehearsed a lot, and got back up to where we are now. We're
Yeah.
good. We're
People
good.
love you. I mean, I'm
Hallelujah.
sure, I'm telling you, I mean, through the process, as soon as you got back, people are like, you know what, we're just going to roll with you. Whatever it is, we are down for it.
Eh,
That's God. I mean, that's a blessing.
absolutely.
And you are a
Absolutely.
blessing to so many
Oh,
people with your spirit, with your beautiful voice and your beautiful music.
thank you.
And, with this pandemic, as you call it,
And there we go.
yes, many of us have, learned to pivot, learned to do different things. And on top of the virus, it's the social change, the social
Right.
climate that we're in right now. And talk about how that affected you as an artist and what you have done about it. I'm alluding to your new song that
Right.
is so powerful and oh my God. But just talk about that a little bit.
Well, thank you first and foremost. Yeah, the new single is entitled "Stand Up," and it's basically kind of it. It was born from watching what's been going on in the world, and these young people kind of like igniting a fire. Like, hey, listen, I know things are the way they are, but we ain't gonna stand for it.
That's right.
And so it's kind of more of a social justice kind of a song. Um, and that's what I've been trying to do. I mean, I've done 24 albums, so I've already begged. you know, we done partied, we done begged, we done everything. So it's kind of like, what we gonna do now? And we with baby, baby. How many times did I say baby? So at some
A lot
point,
more, please. We still love that. Don't stop begging. We like that. Just saying.
so um, I decided to start writing more songs with some social consciousness. I mean, I'm a human being on the planet. I experience all the things that we as people of color go through. So sing about it, and try to be encouraging and tell people you're not alone. Stand up. Ain't no time for sitting down. Come on, stand up, get involved, that sort of thing. So the song was born from, that attitude and that spirit.
I love it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Will Downing's latest.
I need you to hang on, even though it may sound old-fashioned. Ooh, yeah. Things are slowly getting better. Just keep on standing tall. Don't sit back and let someone else do it. Put your mind and your body into it. 'Cause I believe in you and the things you do, yeah. Stand up, no time for sitting down. No, 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 no. I know that we can make things better. Spread the love around. Spread the love around, yeah. Be that medicine. Go out in the world and start healing. Let them know just who you are. Make them see you're a shining star. That's what you are. You don't have to prove to anybody that you're an equal. You demand to be heard. Let your actions speak louder than your words, yeah. Follow your dreams, get just what you deserve. I need you to stand up. Get can spread the love around. Yes, you need to stand up. Come on, people. No time for sitting down. I know that we can make things better. Oh, yes, we can spread the love. Spread the love around. Yeah.
Will, oh my God, stand up. I love the song. I love the video. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So tell me about it. I mean, whose idea was it to, this whole video concept? I mean, I just love it. I mean, the video, the way the old film kind of look of it. Tell me about that, the visuals that we're seeing.
Listen, it's a situation where history tells the story in the video. You don't need me up in there doing all kind of whatever. I mean, literally, you can just pull from history to tell the story. So you see all these amazing folks from the past and the present, who are making a change and a difference in the world to this day. So, that's kind of what it was all about. You don't need me to, stand up and look into the camera. Listen, play the footage of Martin Luther King. Play, the footage of today, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I mean, you can put all that stuff together. Hell, we could have done a remix of it and extended to 10 minutes, and it still wouldn't be close to all the stories, the amazing things that people have done to motivate the world. So, yeah, I mean, the video itself is history.
Yeah. And, this is on the heels of another powerful song that you put out, which was not begging or anything.
Right. Baby, slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross. Everybody clap.
But yeah, so talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, So Many Good Die Young. And that song was basically born from Chadwick Boseman had passed away. And myself and the gentleman who basically kind of came up with the beginning concept of the song, a gentleman named Randy Boland, we were talking one day, we were working on the album, and once again, the conversation of, hey man, where should we go musically? And I kind of said, well, we done did the booty shake, we done this, we done this. I said, we need to do something that's got a little bit more social consciousness, a little bit more, some body to it. And he said, I started working on this song called So Many Good Die Young. He said, it's such a sad song. He said, but it might fit kind of what, you're talking about. So I said, yeah, let me hear where you are. So he plays me the beginnings of this song. And I am sitting there. Thank God we weren't in the same room. I'm sitting there on the telephone, tears just streaming down my face. I'm going, this is beautiful. I said, man, we got to finish this song. So he graciously allowed me to kind of start doing some more writing to it. And then together we came up with So Many Good Die Young. So it was based on the premise of there's so many young people that have passed away. Kobe had passed away. Kobe and Gigi had passed away. And then there was obviously Chadwick Boseman and all these people, even with young spirits.
On there.
Exactly. All these folks had passed away at this very young age. So we decided to put it all together and once again, make a video and let history tell the story, and you see it and you look at these people's their ages, the age that they passed away. So you got like Biggie and Tupac were like 25, Aaliyah was 22, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were like 39 when they passed away, but they had done so much to change the world. So when you look at the video, you see all these amazing people, all these luminaries, and that's what this song and the video is based on.
It's so interesting that to hear that out loud now. I mean, of course, we knew they died so young, but that really, it just blows your mind how much they accomplished in those years. And then you look at people who are like, 50, 60, 70, who haven't done anywhere near that.
Yeah, well, and listen, it transitions into the new song, Stand Up.
Stand up.
Right. If you haven't done anything with your life, stand up, get involved. It's not too late. You woke up this morning, get involved, do something.
There you go. I love that. I
love. See where I tied that in?
I did. I saw what you did there. Yeah. You're a DJ. You got your radio show. You got your DJ. You sing. You got all kinds of things going on.
Hey, listen, you got to transition. You got to make, you have to make a way. You have to find a way. So yeah, with things being what they are, you would be shocked at what you can do when your back is against the wall.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Will, I love you so much.
Are you kicking me out? Are you? This is it?
This is it.
Yeah, no.
We had a good run.
We did.
You know what?
One more.
I don't want everybody to see me belly laughing.
Listen, I can't do that now. Can I fill them in on the story real quick?
Yes.
We got enough time for that. All right,
yes,
I'll tell you real quick. All right.
I'm going to cover my face.
You know the story. All right. So people who are watching, you just heard me do the thing. One more. Okay. So I'm in a place outside of Kansas City. I think it was called Waldo. I remember this because I told you this story the other day, and now I remember where it's a place called Waldo, outside of Kansas City. And I'm doing this show with Jeff Lorber and Art Porter. We're touring together, the late Art Porter.
Yeah.
So when we're on stage, every time I would sing, there would be someone in the audience that was doing this. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm singing, I'm trying to ignore it. And then I'd be singing like I tried to, whoa, 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 whoa.
A little distracting.
Hey, let's do it like I go crazy. Hello, girl, it's hell, whoa, whoa. So finally, this is during the show, I turn to the band and I say, stop. Everybody stop. The audience is looking at me. And I said, I don't know about y'all, but I got to know. So I said, where is this person? I hear this woman. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, woman, whoa, 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 whoa. So I walk over to her and I said, okay, what are you saying? And she goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, stop. I said, just slow down. Think about what you want to say and say it. And she goes, whoa, 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 one moment. I said,
oh my God.
The song One Moment? You want to hear the song One Moment? Whoa, 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 whoa. I said, you need to buy a vowel is what you need to do. All right. So that's what. Whoa.
That's crazy. That is bananas.
The crazy stuff that happens when you're on the road and on the stage. So,
especially to you,
stuff happens. Oh, listen, I need to write a book of all the crazy things that have happened while I've been performing. I mean, just the most bizarre.
And it's such a nice, you do some upbeat songs, but it's a very intimate set. So
absolutely.
Things stand out. And that'll kill the vibe.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's so many crazy things that have happened during the most intimate moments. I'll be singing something, and then I think I might have told this story in like Unsung. Someone yelled out, "Sing that song, you black bastard! Come on, chocolate!" And I was like,
that did not happen.
And that's exactly what everyone did. Everyone fell out laughing, and then everywhere I go, "Hey, what's up, chocolate?"
So that's how you got that. Might as well just stick with it.
Newark Symphony Hall. I think it was with the Whispers. We were doing the show with the Whispers. Sing that song, you black bastard.
No.
Come on, chocolate.
It's
It's like, really? Mom, now?
That is hilarious. I mean, and how do you even respond?
You
know,
don't. You just like gotta laugh about it. That's what you can't take any of this stuff seriously. It's just it's life,
I love that. It is life. And it's good that you have a sense of humor. I mean, because, everybody's different. Everybody's different. That could have ended up any kind of way.
Yeah, but listen. And like I said, I need to write a book. So many crazy things have happened, being on stage and just seeing. So one dude, me and the road manager, we're standing on the side of the stage, and this guy's supposed to announce the show, and it was completely black. I mean, everything was just pitch black.
Okay.
And he was on the side of the stage. He was like amped, like, yeah, man, I'm gonna. And we kept saying, hey, man, you better wait for the lighting dude, to kind of light your way. He's like, he's like, I'm going out there. And he starts walking, and then it was just like, all you heard was, ah!
No. Are you serious?
Oh, you hear, whoa!
Lights come off, everybody's cracking up.
Yeah. like now you turn the lights on.
Oh my God. You know what? As many of these shows that I MC, I pray, Lord Jesus, don't let that ever happen to me.
Boy, you couldn't tell homeboys nothing. Like, hey man, you better wait. Yeah, man, I'm gonna kill him. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Kaboom!
Are we ready? Oh my gosh, I love it. I love that. You know what? And I know you've got a ton more stories.
But listen, you got other artists to,
I do, and I'm going to have to.
But you tell them
makeup because you'll be crying over here.
Listen, you tell them how good of an interview that I had, and they're gonna have to pick their game up just to keep up. All right.
Will Downing, the one to beat.
Right.
Yes, the winner, the Prince of Sophisticated Soul.
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much, my friend.
My
I
pleasure.
just love you so much. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. You too, and congratulations. Good luck. Hey, there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Pillow Talk with Angela. That was my dear friend. He sings beautifully. And I'm just so excited. Make sure you check out his new project, Stand Up. And thank you so much for watching Pillow Talk with Angela. Good night.